science lesson like we do our writing. We're going to do a mini lesson, we're going to have some work time, and then we're going to have a reflection or sharing time at the end. Okay? Let's take a look at our objective and read it together.
I will be able to make oil move and metal float.
Now, how in the world do you think we're going to do that? I mean, yesterday we made a ghost dance. So we know science can do some amazing things. Sean? Can't hear you, babe. Maybe a magnet? That's a good thing, then. Grace, what do you predict? I definitely agree that teamwork is going to help. Brandon? Different kinds of energy. We are talking about energy and reading. That's a good connection. Ella? I am noticing. Thank you for noticing. I do notice lots of water. Nick, last point.
Probably to food dye. So
You think we're going to need some food dye too? Well, food dye always makes everything more fun.
we saw it.
Yeah. Sean,
At the bottom of below the paper clip.
do you notice the paper towel down here? Did your throat hurt today?
No, I just don't feel like I took it up on the bus.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Do you want me to spray some water on you? Would that make it better?
Okay.
All right, so you notice a paper towel as well. Well, we're going to start by doing an experiment together. All our other hands-on science experiments we've done this week have been independent, but we're going to start with one together today that I want to show you that's a really cool one. And then you're going to go off into partnerships with your adjacent partner or your shoulder partner next to you, and you're going to be in charge of reading the directions, getting all of your materials, and doing the experiment on your own. Okay? So the first one we're going to do is make lava in a cup. And you know what? This is one that you can do at home because all the things I'm going to show you actually is probably things you already have in your kitchen. So let's take a look at the things that we're going to need. Together.
A clear drinking glass.
All right, wait a minute. Let me get all my materials together. All right, we have that. Next one.
1/4 cup of vegetable oil.
Thank you. Well, we've been working with fractions and with measuring, so we're set with that. All right, I've got my measuring tool. What's my next thing I need?
1 teaspoon of salt.
All right, I've got my salt. We need to get all the materials together first. Next one.
Water.
And the last one.
Food coloring.
Good. Nick noticed that earlier. Yeah, food coloring makes it more fun. All right, so what do we need to do? So I'm going to model this for us, reading through all our directions, and then we're going to practice also noticing, wondering, and seeing if this reminds us of anything as we do this science experiment. So my first step is I need to fill the glass about 3/4 full of water. I'm going to read through all my directions first, though. Sean, do you have a comment?
Kind of like the minerals a little bit. Like, because lava makes the igneous rock.
So when you saw this, did it remind you of something? Can you say it one more time so everyone can hear?
The igneous rock.
If this reminded you of igneous rock like lava?
I think I have an igneous rock at home.
Yes, ma'am.
I found it on
I watched this Sneaky and Gabby. It's like DIY or DIY Zone. They try to make a lava lamp and it kind of looks like a lava lamp.
You know what? I love what you're doing already. As soon as we see pictures, as soon as we read words, what does our mind start doing? We start thinking, right? And already, Sean, this reminded him of, so let's just write down our thoughts right now. So we'll do our own chart. You're going to be making your own chart. And we've done this before. We've done lots of practice with this. You're going to make your own chart, just like I am, in our science folders. This reminds me of, I notice, and I
Wonder.
And I wonder. And already, before we've even read the directions, already we've started this making connections, right? Sean, let's see if I can spell this right. Igneous. Sean was reminded of our rock unit we did at the beginning of the year with igneous rocks, right? Because they're formed a lot of times with lava. You were reminded of a lava lamp.
can fill up the cup all the way up to the top of water.
So you wonder if instead of filling it 3/4, what would happen if you filled it the entire way? You want a popcorn out? We have one more friend.
Popcorn.
Just gonna write.
I noticed that like it looks like if you have like different colors food coloring, that it will might be like different color, like it might change with the milk of different color food coloring.
So you're noticing that the food coloring is changing the color? Okay. We're gonna come back to our I notice, I wonder, this reminds me of chart. Right, food coloring, there we go. We're gonna come back to this. Let's keep reading the directions because I wanna get to the experiment part, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, our next step, I'm gonna read through all my directions first and then we'll go back. Add about 5 drops of food coloring. This person said they like red because it makes it look like a lava. You know what, I don't, I brought red today. But you could do this with any color at home. Slowly pour the vegetable oil into the glass and see how the oil floats on top. Cool, huh? It gets better. Watch. Now the fun part. Sprinkle the salt on top of the oil and watch blobs of lava move up and down in your glass. If you liked that, add another teaspoon of salt to keep the effect going. You ready to do this with me?
Yeah.
All right. I need a volunteer to help me who's been showing me active listening, who can fill this to about 3/4. So you're going to have to think, this is my cup, and I divide it into 4ths. Right, that's about halfway, would you say? So 3/4 is going to be about right there. We're going to want to fill this to about 3/4, maybe a little bit. Thank you, Grace. Thank you for being happy for your friends. She's going to fill that to about 3/4. Thank you, ma'am. What's our next step? Is there something I can be doing to get ready? Because Grace and I are working like partners, like you're about to do. So what is something I could be doing? Get my food coloring ready. And Sean, how many drops am I going to need? 5. Okay, you're going to help me count that.
Well, you should do it until the cup is there.
I should definitely wait till the cup gets here, I agree. All right, you ready, Grace? Thank you, ma'am. Bring it over. Now, as soon as we start doing this, I want you to see, what are you noticing? What are you wondering? And does this remind you of anything? Okay, we want to make sure we keep practicing those good thinking skills. All right, count with me, ready?
1, 2.
You notice anything already?
Yeah.
It's from the bottom.
3,
2.
2, thank you. Good thing I have you. Can't count. 3,
4, 5.
I'm going to stop right there. Already, what are we noticing?
It's turning red.
You have good things to say. Ronnie,
The water is changing to
already my water has changed color. Okay. Anything else? Noah?
It just reminds me of the game. Whenever it starts, it's like a zombie game. It's like a Dead Island game.
It reminds you of a video game you've seen before? Okay. Why don't you popcorn out?
Grace.
I noticed it was like moving around.
It did. The red kind of spread everywhere. There was lots of movement going on. Okay. I'll just write movement. What you calling one more buddy?
I wonder what will happen if you go to the next step.
You wonder what's going to happen on the next step? That was going to be my next question. Can you bring me the vegetable oil, please? You see it up on top of the cart? Thank you. So great, Iris is wondering right now, what's going to happen when we add this vegetable oil? Because right now, not too much. The color has certainly changed, but the water doesn't look much different, right? So Iris is wondering when we add the vegetable oil, what's going to happen? All right. right, let's see. Do you think you want to make a prediction?
I wonder if like it will be little sparks of it coming out a little bit because like salt kind of makes it a little like you know how you have that weird taste in your mouth when you have salt in your mouth. It tastes kind of weird. It makes your mouth water a little bit. So I wonder if like it's gonna if the salt's gonna make it spark up a little bit, like make the water bubble.
You wonder if the salt will do that? I don't know, let's see. All right, let's watch what happens when I pour the oil in, ready? Are you noticing anything yet? It does kind of. Does this remind you of anything? You're going to turn and talk, and I want you to either notice, wonder, or if this reminds you of it. Turn and I should be able to see and hear that you are done with your talk. Thank you. Show me that you and your partner are done. Show me that you and your partner are done. Thank you, Ronnie. All right, let's share out. What did you guys discuss? You can either share what you said or you can tell me what your partner said. Alyssa, talk real loud for me, sweetie.
Grace said, it looks like Jell-O when it comes out.
So, thank you for sharing what your partner said. That tells me that you were listening to her. So, Grace said that it reminded her of Jell-O.
Yeah.
This is making me really
Alyssa, you may call on your next friend. Call on someone who you see who's been really paying attention.
I wonder if we keep adding more ingredients for the cookie bowl.
So you wonder what would happen if we added more ingredients? What kind of ingredients? What do you mean?
Like the next thing.
The next, so what is the next step?
So
So you wonder, after this, what's going to happen when we add the salt?
Oh, that's fine.
I
know this.
Oh, thank you. I'm just going to write salt. Write our notes down. You may call on a buddy.
Aaliyah said it reminds her of those little bubble things you have back here.
the
that
ones
smells
that you
good.
had like in that container that you get from
So like
Baking
they smell
Candle.
good.
The scent bubbles or whatever
Yeah.
they're called that smell good, I'll just write scent. Reminds you of that. Do you know what I noticed? I noticed that it first started bubbling up, and then now what's happening to it? Where's all the oil now? Do you see that? I noticed that at first it kind of went down, but then the bubbles, the oil kind of bubbled up, and now it's just resting where?
On top.
Right on top. I noticed that the oil is on top, and I'm wondering, that made me wonder something. Why is it on top? Why isn't the oil mixing in with the water? Why is it on top? Tara, you may call in one more friend.
Elijah.
Whenever you poured the vegetable oil in, it reminded me of whenever people do a cannonball, just bubbles come out.
Oh man, and we're so close to summer. So I'm thinking about summer stuff too. So it reminded you when you do a cannonball and then you pop back up like a bubble? Yep. All right, James, I know I said last one, but you look like you've got something good. Tell me.
This reminds me of
this video game I played. It's like this hunting game, and then on this level that I'm on, you have to go up to a volcano and see what's in it, and then a tiger pushes you down.
So it reminded you of that as well. You know, this is what
And
good
all the water was
scientists.
going through the tunnel.
I know. Hold on to it. You can tell me later. This is what good scientists do. Good students, good thinkers, right? We're always noticing, Sophie, the world around us. We're wondering things, and we're making connections with video games, with books we read, with other things in science that we've done, like Sean noticed earlier. All right, we're ready for our next step. Now it's the fun part, it says. So we're going to sprinkle a little salt in. What do you think is going to happen? I want you to whisper to me all together. What do you think? What is your prediction? I heard bubbles. I heard oil's going to be pushed around. Let's see. Ready? Count down for me. 5.
4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Man, I hope it does something.
It's supposed to be
Do you see anything happening yet?
Nothing.
Do you see anything happening?
It's raining. It's like it's
I think we need more salt.
like it's raining.
Because I noticed,
It's like it's raining.
Nothing's happening.
well, I noticed that little bubbles came from the top and went down.
It went, one went up.
So what do you think we should do?
Add more salt.
I think we need to add more because it might have been hard for you to see, and I'm sorry about that, but I saw when I put some salt in there, one little glob went bloop,
2.
like a cannonball.
I saw 2.
You saw 2?
I saw 3.
But I'm wondering if we add more salt, if maybe we can get more. You know what? Good thing Mr. T brought more salt. Ella, can you grab the salt on the table that's right outside our door? If I add more salt, what do you think is going to happen? Turn and talk.
It's going to rain.
Push down.
I think it's going to gravity just pulling down.
You spit on my eye.
Like the ring cycle. It's like the olive oil can't hold it, so it has to just to drop down.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh my gosh.
Class.
Yes.
All right, let's see. We've got lots of salt now.
It's
Let's see
like the
what
water
happens.
cycle. Miss Tinker, it's like a water cycle. So you need to
What's happening?
It's kind of like a water cycle. We're adding salt. It's like a water cycle. Oh, nuke. Oh my God. It's like a concept of
It's like someone
All right, talk to me. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Does this remind you of anything? Because as I watch something like this, my brain is going crazy. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking all kinds of things right now. What are you thinking about, Baker?
It looks like a bomb exploded out of the water.
Oh, nuke. I
Does
just
it?
said a nuke. It just looks like a plain old nuke. Like just a
Please raise your hand if you have something to say. Baker, you may call in the next friend.
It looks like it like something just like dropped in the water.
Why do you think that happened?
Like a rock just dropped in
Like
the
a
water.
rock dropped? Eli? We'll come back to that.
This reminds me of whenever the salt and the water went up and down. It reminds me of the fish because it just goes underwater and it comes back up.
Reminded you of fish, how they swim up and down.
Oh yeah.
Catherine, what are you thinking?
Like the water cycle where like when rain comes down,
Yeah, that's what I said.
when rain comes down, and some of the water just comes out but you can't see it.
Let's focus on this one right now. What did you notice happened? When I put salt in, what happened? Ronnie,
Little bubbles started to come down.
it's like big globs. Instead of the bubbles going up like last time, they came down, right? What do you think those big globs were? I wonder what they were.
Oh,
Globs. Went down. Grace?
If the oil, and like the oil is like stopping it from like going up, like when you put the like salt in.
What do you think the salt grabbed a hold of?
The oil.
And did what to it?
Pull it down. And it makes it stop from not going up.
Yes. Iris.
I noticed that there, when you pour the salt, one was trying to get up, and then you poured salt, like it was like a magic ball.
It was kind of like battling with each other, right? James?
I know, when you pour the salt in, the oil started to go down and blob because the the vegetable oil was the first